Ooh, GLTO. Hello, Ayo. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. AK? Good morning, AK. Andrew, good morning. Tesh, good morning. Azul. Let's go, Azul. This blue is for you. The blue at the top and the blue at the bottom, that's for you. Good morning. Hello. How are you, Azul? Tesh, good morning. A, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Kofi. Tony, good morning. Rock, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Let me mute my Discord. MLGO just pop, 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 popped. Look at that. Oof. Oh my goodness, look at that. Dang. MLGO. Damn. Sheesh. That thing was on the watch list, but I wasn't paying attention to it like that, you know? Damn it. If they could halt this thing, they would have halted it right now. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Chapman, good morning. I think so too, Azul. Blue means green. Green. Christopher, good morning. Hello. Sheesh. Yeah, it basically just ran to the next resistance at the top. So you can see the white line at the top there. Yeah. Those levels. Retire, good morning. Holo's next. Yeah. Holo and MLGO have the, the history of running together. So have that history of running together. CM, good morning. Devin, good morning. Techie, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Let me just mute my Discord right now because that thing's gonna get annoying. Stream mode. Perfect. Again, happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully, you had a wonderful weekend and ready to make monies. Last week was good. Hopefully, this week is better. Hopefully, some of you guys have made some good monies already in pre-market because I think if you refresh the gainer list, it wasn't the most, not the best pre-market, but not the worst either, right? So there's some names on here that have done okay, right? So for MLGO, that thing ran way too quickly. So it's gonna need to retest it. Like it's just gonna need to retest something. You know, it's just gonna need to retest one of these levels, maybe the 9. Yeah, it's dropping quickly now too, right? So the top of the resistance supply zone, and then now it's like that thing is coming back to retest. So for the retest, you're kind of looking for this range here, right above 375, right? So let's see if it can stay above that range for retest for MLGO. But that was the perfect pop. That was a perfect resistance level too, though. So here it comes, right? So and it's not really consolidating yet. So I would give that thing time to consolidate. Two. So yeah, about 370-ish for MLGO. If it can stay above that level, that'd be good. Good morning, Prince. Good morning, Lion. H. Let's see. MLGO. SPY. So plans to issue additional shares. So, oh wow. I mean, again, we're talking about this potential bounce level at 370, and the company just announced MLGO plans to issue additional new shares to an offering price of 80 cents. What the hell would you do that? Why on earth would you do that? Anyways, why on earth would you do that? But let's see if we can stay about 370. Why on earth would you do that? Is that good news? No. The only good news is we kind of know where that support is at, right? And that's all that really matters. Again, this was the breakout, and this is the retest, right? And it's already bouncing from that level, right? So here goes 370 and then 399 for now, right? 370 and then 399. Good morning, Nikolai. Hello, hello, hello. But no, that's not good news, right? So they're selling more shares at 80 cents, right? The stock is currently at $3 and 80 cents. They're like, you know what? We want to sell additional shares. We want to give additional shares for 80 cents. Are you kidding me? Really? Does that you know what I mean? So yeah, and again, so this one's been the favorite name for now, XHLD, and it's doing the same thing, right? It's basically retesting the breakout zone as well. So and it's already bounced, and then that next major resistance, I think we mentioned that 345 in Discord, right? There's that 345 which is hit, and then the resistance was 375, right? So 375, 275, sorry. So 275 versus 245. Those are the levels we mentioned in Discord, right? I don't know who was asking about levels. I think it was Touch Later. Uh, Perfect. Perfect. Nikolai, good morning. Knowles, good morning. Miss Lola, good morning. Did I miss anybody else? Yi, good morning. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Hopefully today is a good start to the week, and then we cook all week. You know, that's the hope. Hopefully, deal. Geo. So the S&P is having a really nice gap up this morning. Beautiful gap up. Sean, good morning. Beautiful gap up. Beautiful. It's nice to see the markets gap up like this, right? And we're gonna keep going back to the psychology chart, right? So we were begging basically, right? Because I don't think you ever really know what happens, like you really never know what happens. And I don't think anybody knows what's gonna happen until we have, April 2nd and the tariff day. Good morning, Mayhem. So there's still a lot of questions, up in the air, but I think we were hoping that the S&P would hit the lows off that 550, right? And for now, that's exactly what's happened, right? Middle of March, right? That second week of March at the end, that's usually when we're hitting the bottoms, and that was our hope, right? And so now we've been consolidating and holding that bottom, so that's perfect. Hopefully we stay above that 550 and we can push, you know we might run and then sell off into the second because it's tariff day, I guess, but we'll see what happens. Alrighty. And again, we mentioned this so many times, like the market needed to retrace, and often like it looks for we can look for people to blame, but the market always works like this, right? Most of the time when you have the crazy dips, it's March and October, obviously. October is another one, right? But usually March, that's the first dip of the year. That's when we hit the lows of the year, right? And that's happened so many times that it's become a seasonality thing, right? So we can blame Trump or anybody else, Biden and all the other presidents, but it's, the market at the end of the day will do what it needs to do, because the market isn't controlled by the person in the office. It's controlled by the real criminals, the real criminals with the real monies. That's who runs the markets. So all of these little short-term things, meh. Good morning, Jericho. Lefty, good morning. Archer, hater. Are you ready? Are you ready? No, I'm waiting for Dan. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm waiting for that nasty dip at the open. They're real criminals, Azul, right? So we can blame whoever we want to blame for the markets, but the real criminals really control the market at the end of the day. So let's hope we've hit the low for now, right? Like we did at 550, and then we can continue pushing for SPY. If you zoom out on SPY and you look at the 4 hour time frame, or you look at and just anything else, you're going to see a lot of resistance at the level that we're sitting at for now. Let me look at the 30 minute actually, because that um, it looks like we're going to break above it. But if you look to the left hand side, we've failed at this level so many times. And when we were coming down, this level was a bit of a trampoline level, right? So right below 570, 573, right? So and if you look at this last run, we've hit like 571, 572, and then slap back to the abyss, right? So this little range here that was initially support below 573 is going to be interesting level today if we want to test it. I would almost expect a dip ski at the open, market open, nasty candle, and then recovery. But let's see what happens. Yeah, but if you just look back to last week in pre-market, we were sitting at the same range, and then straight to Valhalla. Well, not Valhalla, but more like. So let's see what happens today for the markets. This is the 30-minute chart, by the way. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute already, or maybe a 3 minute or something on SPY. But we shall see. I just want to see what happens on the 1 minute for SPY at the open, and then we can switch it to a longer time frame. But for now, we know we're really close to a lot of resistance, and I hope we break above it. Pyro, good morning. Alrighty, so that's SPY. Tesla's having a really nice gap up this morning as well. Let me take a look at Tesla really quickly. RGC is at $69 still. Like that thing is still holding up here. Who is holding it up here? I don't know. From $3 to $69. I mean, it was higher, but anyways, crazy, isn't it? And then Tesla. NVIDIA's gapping up this morning. Obviously, Tesla's almost back to 260. So if you bought some Tesla in the 217s, 220s, you're smiling right now. You're like, please go up, please keep going, Tesla. So Tesla looks good. If you have any questions about levels, make sure you ask. But for now, Tesla looks good. NVDA looks good, sitting around 120. So let's see if we did ski and then continue at the open already. So those are your big names, at least the ones that I'm paying attention to this morning. In terms of momentum stocks, again, the number one name, momentum-wise, has been XHLD, right? So you can clearly see that your next support is closer to 245 and your next resistance is 275, right, for XHLD. So we're going to be paying attention to that one. MLGO is bouncing off that level we talked about. Again, the actual offering itself wasn't good, right? It wasn't good, but maybe there isn't a whole lot of shares left to sell, so that's why the stock is looking good. But again, that support we talked about at 370-ish is holding up really well, right? So that retest basically. So whenever a stock explodes like this, guarantee you it's going to come back for a retest, right? Like that's a pretty quick explosion, right? Like you have your resistance on the left hand side. That thing broke above way too quickly and just exploded. It had to come back and retest this level. And that's exactly what's happening. And now we're back above $4, right? So if you bought the dip ski, if you bought the dip at that level for MLGO, type in yes in the chat. Type in yes if you bought the MLGO dip skis there. 151. Okay. Ooh, very nice. I like it. TGL with a nice little pop too. TGL. Crazy. RGC is next. Yeah, at some point, yeah. So there goes $4.16 for MLGO. So that's the second name we like. IMTE is still the top gainer for the day. Alrighty, so it's kind of sitting at the 200 and the VWAP for now above $1.20. So watch $1.20 for IMTE. Maybe we get a pop at the open. Alrighty, but for now this is the top gainer. Even though it's not really performing, that thing ran better like earlier today. Like it made its money and now it's just kind of relaxing. So watch $1.20 for some support all the way down to $1.15. Alrighty, and then in terms of resistance, watch $1.30. If it can break above that level, yeah, then maybe. Yeah. No, so there's no news for IMTE. So XHLD has news, MLGO has news, TGL has news, WINT has news, TNXP has news. IMTE of the top gainers, IMTE is the only one that doesn't have news. So, but it still ran 130%, which is impressive. I mean, the volume isn't crazy like it, you know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when the market opens. We shall see what happens already. We're so close to the open at this point, guys, like 3 minutes away, that if you're not sure what you're doing, you might as well just sit on your hands and wait, right? Let the market open, or wait for some breakouts. TL? TL. So again, going into the open end, XHLD is our favorite name. And then we will see what the rest do. Don't forget to smash a like, guys. I would really appreciate that. Take a second and smash a like nice and early on. Share the link if you want to as well. Invite your friends. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Ready? And let's get to cooking, please. Let's cook today. It has the curse, probably Lion. You're in at what's the deal with Tinon? Tinon. You're in at 98 cents. So you basically break even at this point. I'm not sure what the deal is here with this one. My only deal with it would just be to make sure that it stays above 95 cents, Sonny, right? It has support at 95 cents, so make sure it stays above that. I'm at the stove. All the burners are on. Dan is making some eggs, guys. Either eggs or pancakes. Yep. Will not require community meeting discuss drug. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, the stock is red for the data, so that kind of is a turn off, you know. Question for you guys in the chat while you're smashing the like, you criminals. What's your favorite name going into the open? What's your favorite name going into the open? Ayo Omega, good evening. Hello, hello. Good evening in Australia, the Aussies. TGL, yeah, I'm gonna pull up TGL as another name that we should be paying attention to going into the open. Again, micro penny stock, right? 18 cents is your next resistance there, and then 20 cents. But yeah. So going into the open, let's go NQ. I like it, Dan. XHLD, WINT. That name's only your favorite because you're in it, Sonny, not because it's a good name, you know? Criminal. Perfect. So again, for XHLD, I want to see that thing stay above $2.45. That was the support, right? So that was the breakout. And it's holding for now. We're back to 260, 262. Again, just be wary, right? Most of these candles at the open are kind of scammy already anyways. If you're not in a position already, patience already. Give it time. TGL is pushing for that 18 cents and breaking it. So again, patience at the open, please. MLGO still holding that 370, so that's okay. IMTE is holding that 120 as well, so that's okay as well. But again, a lot of scam candles at the open, so give it time. Alrighty, give it time. The names will come. The names will come. Here comes another retest of that 245 for XHLD. Right, this is the level that we've been looking at for support. So 245. Let's see if it stays above. Alrighty, and if it doesn't, let it consolidate. Let it consolidate. It's 245 holding once, holding twice, and held. Woof! Dang, they popped that thing right above 245. They're like, nope, you shall not pass below. You shall not pass, but it's not done yet. Here we go again. 47, 48, back to 250. They're like, you shall not pass. Come on, Azul. Push it. 251, 252. I think that thing's kind of behaving like a large float stock, isn't it? Large float stock. NVIDIA's back above, NVIDIA popped back above 120, so that's nice. RGC is at 65. Bit of a dipski there. TGL failed at 18 cents. Yeah, not really surprised. WINT had too much resistance below the 20 there, 200 at the open, at 205. So nothing's really happened there. The S&P is dipping at the open, which is, to be expected, right? So at the very least, we expected that thing to sell off at the open, right? So let's see if we can. Did you, Dan? Did you buy the Divsky there on that drop? Why do I feel like you did? Anyways, MLGO is still holding that 380, that 370 level we talked about, right? So support, right, which is perfect, and now it's popping back up. So if you bought MLGO of that support, you're kind of happy for now. 430 is your next resistance, and then the very top, right? So 430-ish. It looks like XHLD is actually breaking down there. Right. So again, give these things time at the open if you really want to. If you really need to, let them consolidate. 15 minutes after the open. Okay. Dang, that's a pretty nice recovery actually. I was waiting for any dip skiers at the open, Dan, and then I wasn't paying attention, obviously. That's a nice pop actually. Yeah. Because that trend is strong up. IMTE is still holding that 120 off the VWAP, guys. So a little bit of support there. And then it pushed to the SD band. So resistance. Resistance. MLGO is looking like a crackhead of a stock, isn't it? Crackhead stock. Next resistance is 435 if you're in it. And then XHLD needs to reclaim the that 245, or it's going to sell up to the VWAP. Alrighty, so 230. So 230 and then 220. Those would be your next two levels there. Let's go, Mike. Let's go. Dang, the markets are wild. They're like, you wanted chaos, right? We give you chaos. So there goes XHLD, right? If you need to give these things time at the open to dip, and then consolidate, like find a proper base, do that, right? So no need to rush. And the 200 EMA is always a nicer level anyways at the open, isn't it? So WINT is selling off, TGL selling off. The one thing that's not selling off is the crackhead stock, MLGO. Not selling off. That thing said not today. Wait, are those accounts not grouped? Oh, what's happening? Dang. Okay. I see. Close the. There we go. 459, 460. MLGO is looking really good. That was a perfect bottom on MLGO. If you're holding MLGO, type in yes in the chat. If you're holding MLGO, type in yes in the chat. Soon is popping a little bit there off the bottom. You think so? Yeah, it needs to clear 18 cents there. Omega. Yeah. 80 miles an hour to 55. Yeah, I like stuff like that a lot, Teggy. I'm glad you had fun. I like stuff like that. Yeah, Omega, there's a bit of support off 1550 already, and then main resistance at 18 if it can break above it. Mike, you're in at 410. Okay, nice. Yeah, you're gonna see a little bit of resistance here, right above 460. So just be careful. Alrighty, cool. And then your pivot is at 490. So yeah, just be careful here though. But that was the perfect dip we talked about in pre-market at 340, 370, and then at the open we retested that level and then it popped. I think the easy entry would have been in pre-market though, because that open candle was only one. But now it's trying to decide what it wants to do here. XHLD sitting on the VWAP, right? So the VWAP is another area that these stocks like to bounce at. I would have preferred if this stock was sitting in that demand zone with the 200 EMA and 220. But let's see if it can consolidate and start to curl, right? So again, this thing really hasn't given us anything at the open other than levels. It really hasn't given us any consolidation except until now, right? It's holding a few candles here off the VWAP. So let's see if it stays above. Alrighty. IMTE still looking good if you're in it. Pushing. Alrighty. So there goes $1.40, $1.41, $1.42, $1.44, $1. Okay, fine. I'll leave it there. 164% for IMTE, right? So that thing's looking really good. This one had that really tight range at the open, right? Like sitting at support at $1.20, and resistance not too far away. So it looked like it stayed above. And this is why we like the 200 at the open. Like the 200 combined with like the demand zone and the VWAP is perfect, right? So if you look at the bottom here, all of it comes together, right? And it acts as like support. You can also look at this as a double bottom, and then all of a sudden, boom skis, right? All the way to resistance. 145 to 150 is your next wall there. Cool. And then back to MLGO. Once $4.60. Oh my goodness, the SPY just recovered from the bottom, like all the way back up. Damn. Yup, that's why we wanted any dip at the open, because we knew that recovery was coming, huh? It had to come. It had to come. Dang. A few hours. Okay, sounds good, Grimps. Okay, sounds good. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful Azul, beautiful the S&P, beautiful. That's a sweet recovery at the open, right? Exactly how we planned it. So yeah, those futures accounts, Dan, hit the PA daily goal for the day. So do I stop or do I keep going? Keep going, right? I'm kidding. Anyways, and rinse repeat for a while, giving me a time to buy the dips. ETCL seems like the theme, Alan. No, we've been dipping for, again, Alan, we've been talking about this for like a month now, and we've been dipping like every single day, right? It's time for boom skis. No, my Apex PAs, Dan. Yeah. Let's see. That's a pretty sweet recovery, actually. Very nice. I think with the momentum that we had at the open, especially since we've done this so many times now, yeah, I'm expecting that to come back up. That's why I wanted those dip skis. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. So XHLD is still holding that VWAP, guys, which is good already. Hopefully we stay above it. IMTE, yeah, that thing hit resistance, right? So if you look to the left hand side, right, it's halted down now, like Lion mentioned, but that resistance is quite obvious, right? 145 to 150. So now we're halted down at a bit of support. So let's see if we stay above it. MLGO, you can see again, right? I mentioned that it would have some problems above 460, right? So anytime it peaks above 460, they slap it back down, right? So over and over again. So at some point, it's going to need to break and actually close above it, and then we can push to 490. For now, yeah, resistance. CGL is still just sitting there, not really doing much. WINT is coming back to life though, right? WINT. So there is a bit of resistance at 220, obviously. So dip at the open, a bit of consolidation, right? At off 185, and then boom skis 220. So 220 below 220 is resistance. So be careful. Be careful. Alrighty. Yeah, that 200 EMA just feels like it wants to go back and retest it, doesn't it? Unless it just consolidates above the view up and then the 200 catches up. But yeah, like it's wicking below but still closing above above the view up, which is a good thing for now. Which is a good thing for now. Dang, the markets are wild, wild. Uh, when I have a reception, let's go. Okay, sounds good. Let's see. Let's see. Do, do, do. Okay, perfect. You bought some at 230. Okay. Yeah, you're really hoping that we curl above the VWAP, right? And just stay above the VWAP. So hopefully, I think some of you guys are still waiting for the 200, but yeah, let's see if it stays above the audience. Alrighty. MLGO is still just sitting right below that 460. Kind of feels like it's only a matter of. Do you guys see those candles on SPY? What is happening? Did we have news or something? What is going on? Oh my goodness. Damn. Yeah, it popped and then gave it away. Like what's going on here? I don't think we had any news. Maybe. There we go. Dan, thank you. Yeah. Because the time aligns with, like news time anyways. Some crazy candles. Crazy candles. Time to buy some SPY puts. I mean, again, 573 is below 573 is major resistance. So we're sitting at some pretty strong resistance. Pretty strong resistance level. So if it wants to dip, now would be the time to do so. Now, when you're watching Survivor, and they're like, if you want to play Idol, now is the time to do so. But SPY's clearly trending up today, though, so be careful. I'm good, Paul. How are you? I am good. So there goes XHLD. Onions, you're still in your position, right? It's trying, like it's really trying. So, right? Really trying. Those candles are just getting rejected though, over and over at the chrono, over and over. IMTE is back, guys, back to trading for this one. So, for anybody that's watching it, Spy said, "Screw your resistance." Screw your resistance. Catch me outside. How about that? Ooh, we Spy. I think said resistance. Where? Calls today for you. I like it as well. Yeah, the trend is up, right? It's cooking. We don't have any negative news out there. So let it cook. Let it cook. Let it cook. I'm sure at some point we're gonna get some fat red candles, but let me use that gift then. Grim, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm asking for. If you don't see Grim a lot this week in Discord, he's got dragged into some other stuff. Hmm. Why does it look like we want to dip a little bit there as well? Anyways, back to MLGO, guys. MLGO is looking good. Alrighty, so we came back again and retest that last line, and then now we're pushing to that 490 resistance. Type in yes in the chat if you're in Troy. Good morning. If you're in MLGO, type in yes in the chat if you're in MLGO. No dip, just float. No dipskis. One second. So let's do. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, we're sitting below 490 resistance for MLGO. TNXP, some volume. Okay. Good morning, Sam. Hello. So let's see if we can break above that double top there. Again, this is not the time to be jumping into positions, right? For MLGO, if you're in a position that looks nice, move your stop loss, trim whatever you need to because it's resistance. But buying at the double top is not exactly what you want to be doing. Pretty please. Thank you. Can't trade it. Oh, can't trade it. Fidelity. Not allowed for the security. Traded WINT for nice profit. Can't. Okay, yeah. Yeah, stuff like that's annoying. Very, very annoying. And SPY is sitting on the verge of going boom skis again, isn't it? Here comes new highs of the day. Yup. Yup. Yup, yup, yup. I like it. Can we get above 573 already? Keep going. MLGO just destroyed $5, guys. So that's looking really, really good. New highs of the day for MLGO. Again, that was a perfect bottom, wasn't it? Right? That 370 was beautiful. And let's see if we can close this candle above 590 and then push for 520. Z push. Looks like they're slapping RGC now. Paul, did you short this thing? I bet you the oof, look at that. Is it halted down? No, it's not. Wow, interesting that it's not halted down after all of this. But it was only a matter of time before they snapped this damn thing, right? It was only a matter of time before they slapped RGC. So from 69, it's funny how the high was $69 to the dot. $69 to $43. Oof. No. There goes MLGO, new highs of the day. XHLD is still dipping. My goodness, that thing's at 200. What's that? Straight slap. Right? Straight slap. Did you close that position, Onion, or you're still in there? Hopefully you had a stop loss or something. Maybe closer to $2, maybe closer to this demand zone. Hmm. IMTE is looking good though. Halted down and then now they are pushing it back up. Already A? You met your daily goal already? Very nice. I like it. I like it. Well done. Now be very careful. Right? 272 and 266. Okay. There goes 235 for MLGO, guys. Cooking. Cooking. Beautiful. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Again, type in yes if you are in MLGO. For some reason, asked me if you can please check NAK. Yeah, for sure. So they have to be a subscriber to chat. So if they're not subscribed, then they just have to hit that subscribe. Nvidia is interestingly enough like dipping when the markets are when SPY is cooking. Nvidia is dipping. NAK, are they in a position? Let me know. NAK looks really good, actually. Looks really good. It looks like we've looked at this thing in the past, right? So judging by all the circles we've put on this thing, right? Look at the daily chart. As soon as this thing broke above that top right there, look at that. Oh, we put these circles here for a reason, right? As soon as it broke above that resistance, oof, that thing said, "Catch me outside." How about that, right? So it looks really, really good. If you're in a position, it looks nice. If you're not in a position, we're sitting at 52-week highs, right? So buying this thing at this point, the last time we were at this price, the last time we were at this price was in 2020, right? 2020, 2021. That was a long time ago, right? So that was a long, long time ago. So there's a lot of resistance between 110 and 120. So if you're not in a position, I wouldn't be getting in at right around this price, right? Maybe wait for a retest of something. At some point, we're going to come back and retest maybe 80 cents. But if you're in a position, then just keep moving your stop loss up and you're going to be happy. Thank you, LT. 1425. Okay. Spies, Spies looking like maybe wants to, maybe some dipskis here. Yeah, they slapped RGC low. Instead of trusting the breakout, just watched and yep. That's okay though, honestly. That was an aggressive breakout on that candle, even though it closed right above the breakout, which would have been perfect actually. It was still aggressive. You can kind of see how we have all these lines already on MLGO. So we've looked at this thing. We watched this stock for quite a long time, right? These lines go all the way up, like all the way up. So, yep. Uh, Luna. Let me take a look. So you got in at a dollar 46. Did you get in like pre-market or what? That's a really nice run for caps though. Very nice run, 87%. That thing popped up on the scanner in Discord. So if you were paying attention, you maybe caught it already. There's a daily goal. Yeah, yeah. It's more of a personal thing though. Do. You pick a number and then yeah. Don't want to get slapped, Sean. Spies are the highs of the day. Oof. Ooh wee. Dang it. I should have stayed in my damn long. I should have stayed. I should have stayed. You know, there's a difference. Like, I don't know. Like, we knew we were gonna dip at the open and then pop, right? The only reason I closed the position is because it hit the daily goal, right? So, so then I'm like, okay, this is the daily goal. This is what, this is what we teach all the time. You hit your daily goal and then you move on. Like my daily goal was hit all the way at the bottom already here on that bounce. But then look at the running we've had after that. Like look at that. Like I had no other reason to sell this damn thing except for the fact that it hit the daily goal. So then I just sold it. Dang it. Dang it. You know? Unbelievable. But I'm sure but again, the trend was up in pre-market, so any dipskis we've had, those have been blessings, right? There's no need to short this thing because it's clearly trending up, right? Super, super strong. Um, right? Super, super, super strong. So, anyways, at some point we're gonna struggle though. 573, I think, is we're gonna see a bit of a retracement, but we'll see. Yeah, and then go from. Caps has some resistance at 350, by the way. So good sell there, Luna. Um, yeah, exactly, Dan. Exactly. Thank you. There goes Cap with the breakout at 350, 355, 360. Cap is actually looking nice. For what you took off it, absolutely, absolutely. A little bit of consolidation there for XHLD. Not that we're really paying a whole lot of attention to that one now. And then guess what came back for retest? MLGO came back to retest the breakout, right? So resistance one, resistance two, breakout, retest, and it's bouncing back up. So this thing has been following the lines again. Like these lines were put here like months ago, right? This is why my charts are messy because I like leaving the lines there. But these lines were put here months ago. So the fact that we're retesting all of these lines is actually quite perfect, isn't it? So we break above one, we go to the next. We break above this one, we come back and retest it. We break above this one, we come back and retest it. So your next line is right. We talked about that level already, right below 550. So let's see if we can push up and retest that level. And then if we break below this one, and then okay, cool, back to the bottom. But Rob says hello from the Xverse. Hello, Rob from Twitter. Hello. You know how when you're watching Jim Cramer, yeah, he's like, "Hello, Mike from yeah, hello." Yeah. So again, that 573 for the S&P is the next obstacle for now. But then does this thing look amazing, right? So I hope we keep pushing, guys. It would be nice to get a 2% green day on the S&P, right? Like really, really nice. Like everybody would be happy. NAK looks really good, LT, for whoever was asking. So that thing is hitting, you know, looking for new highs there. So it looks really good. So SPY is sitting right below resistance for now. Is it time for Dipski? It might be. Beautiful. And there goes a bit of a dip for SPY. A little bit of a dip. Caps is still looking amazing. CAPS, amazing. And MLGO is just sitting there for now. A bit of support off 118 for IMTE. So let's see if it stays above that level. And then again, same thing for XHLD. Right? Still playing with G20. $2.20. If you're green for the day, type in yes in the chat. If you're green for the day, type in yes in the chat. Yes, Andrew, I like it. Andrew's green, Derek is green, A is green, Azul is obviously green because he's been scalping some SPY 0 DTEs. Jonathan is green. Thomas, I like it. Tony, I like it. Bradley, I like it. Yeah, it's as much as we really haven't focused on one name, there've been a few really good scalps, right? Cap has been popping, MLGO has been popping. Even the ones that have been selling off, they had really good runs in pre-market. So I think most of you guys should be green this morning. For selling your Tesla position last week, Derek, dang, what did you sell your Tesla position at? Yeah, yeah, that's frustrating. Jericho, I like it. Green, green, green. You sold at 241. Okay, at least you didn't sell at the bottom though, because if you said something like 220, then that would have been really horrible. At least you didn't sell that thing like in the abyss. Because what's Tesla at now? When I looked at Tesla, it was at 258. Oh wow, it was 258 in the morning. Now it's at 268. Jarek, dang, yep. That thing was so like oversold that like it had to come back, right? We say that now because hindsight, obviously, but yeah, you made money though. Yeah. It's okay. Like Dan said, just be grateful for what you got from this stock rather than what you left on the table, right? There's always another trade and another trade and another trade. So you take what you can and then move on, and it's gonna give you some more at some point. Alrighty. At some point, it's gonna give you some more. Good morning, River. Hello. Story says, heck yes, I'm green. Green for the day. Love it, guys. Well done. Love it, love it, love it. IMTE is still holding that beautiful demand zone. So 118. That's the third time now that it's tested that level. So it looks good. So IMTE is still the top gainer for the day. Yes, it is. Yes. Tesla is going for 270. My goodness, that's a nice run. If you were scaling into Tesla closer to 220, like you're just smiling right now. Just smiling from cheek to cheek. Dan, are you still in those Tesla calls? And MLGO is just sitting above, the kernel for now, but it kind of looks like it's stalling, doesn't it? So it's going to need a nice green candle here to break out of that, supply zone. There goes XHLD. This is the first time it's actually curled above the kernel since the market opened, right? So that's good. Maybe this is a start. Right. Obviously, we have the view app right where it's sitting at now, right above $2.30. So it needs to break above that and the 50. So this little area here is going to act as resistance. Interestingly enough, this level was a bit of support earlier. So this range here is going to be some resistance. So XHLD needs to clear that and then cook. And you can see again the algo pointing to a downtrend forming on IMTE, right? So if you are in IMTE, just be aware of that, right? So you can see that thing failing at the downtrend, right? So fail once, fail twice, and we're failing for the third time. Hopefully it breaks above that level though, and then cooks. That was a really nice run on caps. So bit of a retracement for now. And SPY is slowly deep skiing. So again, that 573 is a major level for the S&P. So if we can break above that, that'd be perfect. But we finally reclaim the 200 on the daily. So that's pretty important for SPY. As long as we don't give it back today, because we've had a history of looking really good. All right. There we go. It does, doesn't it? It does. Do, 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 do. We gonna dip to the 50 here for SPY maybe? Dip to the 50. Let's see. So some resistance here. MLGO is retesting that area. And SPY wants to give us more dip skis. There we go. On my live every day, basically, yeah. So we stream live in Discord on Fridays. But yeah, every other weekday though, we're live on the YouTube's Jonathan. So yeah, come join us. Join us, Jonathan. So click the join link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot and come join us. Alrighty. Deep skis. Do. Let's see. Do. Mm, 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 mm. Here we go. We're getting close to that 50. Close to D50. Azu, did you close your long? So you're still in there. Are you still hoping for more highs of the day? Or you're just watching for now? Bit of a anything else moving here? MLGO is looking really good. So it looks like we broke slightly below that level and then came right back above, right? So we made it to brand new highs of the day actually for MLGO. Brand new highs of the day for MLGO. Oof. Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rob. So let's see if we can stay above that. You sold the 75s and then you kept the 76 and the 77s. Okay, perfect. No, we're streaming every single day, SB. Just because we're not on, just because we're not on YouTube doesn't mean we're not like we're streaming every day of the week. Yeah, we're just in Discord, just in the Discord. Yeah, MLGO looks really good. So that 550 is going to be the next level we need to close above if we want to keep pushing. $5.50 if we want to keep cooking. Welcome back, Azul. It's good to have you back. Hopefully you enjoyed the break. Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, again, if you want to join us in Discord, Jonathan, that'd be that's where the money is made. So come join us. Do. Let's see. Interesting. Very, very interesting. There we go. Three. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely, Azul. It counts. We're still doing the same thing, Dan. We're yapping, we're sharing ideas. Yap. XHLD is still failing in that VWAP in the 50s. So that range we talked about, right? Above 230, still resistance. Caps actually came all the way back up to the same level that it failed at, 375, and failed again. So 375 for caps, right? Like Rob mentioned earlier, right? We dipped all the way down to 572 and then popped for SPY again. We are creating a bit of a downtrend. It's a really small time frame, so that doesn't really, especially for SPY, not the biggest of deals, but it's failing there, right? So let's see. And then obviously Tesla failed at 270. 270. 270. Yeah, SPY's holding that 572 really nicely. Really, really nicely. Is not streaming, it's being lazy. Why have you been on the streams, SB? You know what's interesting is the people that are on those streams enjoy them more than enjoy them. But then the slackers. Good morning, Samad. How are you? Lego Spy. Ooh wee. Keep going, Spy. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Keep going, Spy. Back to the top. That is your opinion. Have you been on those streams? SB is my question. Yes or no? What, simple question, So the answer is no. So you're a slacker, is what you're saying. hmm So that was the perfect bounce for the for SPY though, right? Right off that 50 like we wanted, which yeah. So right off the 50. Perfect. Now can we go back to the highs of the day? You have? Okay. Fine. Posted stance in futures. Futures. Let me go take a look. Futures. No 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 no. I like it. I like how you cut those losses too. So you're playing with two NQ basically. Yeah, two NQ is like is a nice is like two NQ is actually quite nice, Yeah, like two NQ is like the it's like almost like the perfect number when you're trading with NQ. Doge is pumping. Shorts. Can't believe you play shorts in this market. Very brave, Troy. Very brave. Very, very brave. Yeah, again, the market's clearly trending up, right? Anytime you get a dip in this market, it seems to bless you with a run, right? It's like, we're dipping. And then it's like, I hope you bought the dip skis because I'm about to bless you with new highs of the day. And there goes SPY. SPY just hit brand new highs of the day, right? Are we going to double top here or are we just going to keep cooking? Probably just going to keep cooking, huh? Right? So probably just keep cooking. There it goes. 573. Ooh, wee. No sound, Maria. It's on your end probably. Why AMD pumping? What do you mean? If the markets are cooking like this, how do you expect AMD to not cook with the markets, Pyro? Why is AMD dipping? Why is AMD pumping? Cristo, ayo ayo. Good morning. How about that Tesla this morning? Yeah, right. Beautiful, beautiful Tesla. Beautiful. Oh, here we go, Spy. Here we go. Give us new highs. Uh, yeah. Yeah, no, Pyro, everything should be cooking. Like if you have a long-term account, it should be cooking today. There goes new highs of the day for SPY. So I want to see the markets close up 2% today, Not too much to ask for, right? Not too much to ask for. So if you're still waiting for SPY to dip to 550, maybe it's going to dip to 550 again. But again, the market psychology chart at this point, is treated us well, right? So this chart has absolutely been like this index seasonality chart has been perfection. It's behaved really nicely. So yeah, let's see if we can maintain the run into the end of the month. Maintain the run into the end of the month, and then just cook from there. What's interesting is this aligns really perfectly with April 2nd. Like if we don't dip, like if there isn't a reason for us to sell by April 2nd, like we could just be exploding. And if you look at the beginning of April, like April comes with some pretty big runs. So if they make a deal or like tariffs are done at that point, we could really be cooking. Yeah. Really be cooking. XRP is getting a nice 3-minute chart for XRP. Nice. Yeah. For now, technically, we're sitting at a double top at resistance for SPY. So let's see what happens. And then obviously MLGO, that 550 is still that resistance, right? So if you're in there, hopefully you took some gains. XHLD, oof, it's actually quite a nice pop. As soon as it broke above that VWAP though, right? That VWAP was our resistance, wasn't it? So as soon as we broke and closed above the VWAP, then we just pushed to the next level. So that next level was that 245, right? That we talked about earlier this morning. So pretty nice pop. Is anybody playing with this one still? I know some of you guys are, but XH, yeah. There goes 50. Exactly, Rob. Exactly. I mean, I think for the most part, I think it was hope. Like when your account is bleeding, you look for any reason to say, you know what. I think that's why we kept, that 550 and the middle of March. We were hoping that would be the bottom, and for now, it is the bottom. So 239 Sky, nice. Yeah, that's a good pop. Again, your next resistance is 245 to 250. So just be aware of that. But very nice though. Very very nice. Very very nice. Sam, I like it. So we're gonna need some volume to push and close above 245. You're out at 244 Sky, really good exit, right? It's resistance. It might break above that level, but there's nothing wrong with selling at resistance. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. If you confirmation, no. There you go. CRWV is expected a hot IPO later this week. NVIDIA, Thank you, Pablo. Thank you. Is SPY still just sitting at resistance here? Yeah, SPY is trying to decide: do I go or do I not go? Do I go or do I not go? Do I go or do I not go? We want you to go. Yeah, Mullen just had a pop candle. We know what that means, though. Somebody needs monies. Somebody needs monies. Beautiful. Did you, Archer? Did you make money on those 112% on SPY calls? Yep, exactly. Exactly. There goes Spy. Spy said, "Hello, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go." Okay, interesting. Let me send this over to you, Rob. Not sure why that's not working. Hmm. Interesting. Does WINT look like a nice dip? Are you thinking of a position? Tesla broke above 270, obviously, with the market hitting brand new highs. So Tesla looks amazing. Look at Tesla. Tesla on the left hand side, 273 at the highs. Oof, Tesla. WINT, Jonathan, are you in a position or you're looking to get into one? Um, Kind of don't like what this thing's doing, right? Um, it does look like it. I think the reason why you're looking at this thing is because it looks like it's consolidating, right? So it would be a nice stop loss, right? Just make sure that it stays above $1.80. Please make sure it stays above $1.80 already. Like it's trying to consolidate there, like 185 to 180. It seems to be holding that base nicely. It doesn't have a whole lot of volume anymore, right? So just make sure that if you're risking maybe 5 cents here already. Esteri, well, thank you. Why? You're in a. Oh, that was you. NAK. I like it. Congratulations. Yeah, right. It looked really good for someone that was in a position like you were. But for a brand new position, it was a bit sus. But yeah, congratulations. Just keep moving your stop loss up though. Alrighty. And then at some point lock in the gains. Congratulations. Yeah. Come join us in Discord. Again, if you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat from Nightbox. Make sure you sign up for the right level, the legend level or the gold level, and then come join us. Come join us. Interesting, actually. Interesting. Keep cooking, spy. Keep cooking. MLGO, let's go. So that thing pushed brand new highs of the day. This chart is actually look really nice today. Like really, really nice. Like really, really nice. That next resistance, as you can see with the line we have at the top, your next resistance is, as I'm hesitating here, your next resistance is that 565, right? 565. Actually, I'm going to delete that. What else? Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, spy dips a little bit and then just recovers. Bit of a dip and then full recovery. Full recovery. That's a lot. That's what he's saying now. Where's that money gonna come from though? I always find it interesting, like when politicians come into a system that's kind of broken, and then they're like, we want to cut taxes. Like, okay, that's nice, sounds amazing. Where's the money coming from? Anyways, that is what I want to know. I know, right? Yeah, I know. Yup. What can you do though? Nothing. Give me 2% SPY. Keep going. And Tesla is pushing for the highs of the day again. So it looks beautiful. Beautiful. Good job, Paul. Good job. Eric, congratulations. That's a beautiful scalp for MLGO. Beautiful scalp. And now it's pushing for brand new highs of the day again. I'm surprised Holo isn't moving at all with this. You know, this thing was, yeah, maybe it's because Holo's at $1, maybe. It was good. It was good. We had some really good scalps, Tony. Some very, very good scalpies. And Eric, that's a really good exit as well. So congratulations. Yeah, no, we did, Tony. It was good. Yeah, the Friday streams are usually good. Spy is yeah, Tesla is hitting brand new highs of the day here. If you bought the dip, like a long-term dip on Tesla, type in yes in the chat. I know Christo did. If you bought the dip skis, long-term dip skis in the chat, type in yes in the chat for Tesla. $10. Like if you bought this thing at 220, 230, oh my goodness. You're just smiling right now and say, come on, Elon, cook for me. Cook. Amanda is just like, cook, Elon, cook. Cook. This is why when you see something you like, Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, Amazon, Microsoft, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like a solid long-term company, right? When you see something you like, you have to dollar cost average. I bet you there are a whole bunch of people out there right now that are sitting and saying, okay, the next tariffs are April 2nd. I'm gonna wait for April 2nd, you know, because the market's gonna crash some more. And it might still crash, right? But what happens if it doesn't? And you just missed opportunities of a lifetime? What happens? Right? What happens if Tesla never sees 220 again? And you're like, oh my God. But what about tariffs? Right? The market is always 10 steps ahead. So, you know, usually when everybody's pointing to that like one negative factor, when it's time, it's too late. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll see how the next little bit plays out, you know, and then go from there. Spy with a bit of a dipski there. There was a lot of like consolidation at the top there, distribution, whatever I want to call it. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please and thank you. Take a second, hit that like. If you're watching on Twitter, don't forget to hit the subscribe already. For the Twitter people, hit the subscribe, and then go from there. Tesla is just $1 at a time cooking. Too bad those Tesla calls were so expensive. Expensives. You know what's not expensive? MLGO and cooking. So you can see that next line we put there is 260. Yeah, it's 565, right? So we need to close above it. We keep wicking above and then closing back below. So we need to close above for MLGO. Looking amazing, amazing. Spy's like, you can't stop me. I'm gonna come back. Beautiful. X. I keep calling it Twitter. If you're watching on X, hit the subscribe. I need to stop calling it Twitter, right? X. The X verse. Come on, just break out MLGO. You know you want to. Just give us the boom booms. $360, Samad. Very nice. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. I like it. There goes MLGO, new highs of the day. Knowles, are you happy now? Happy, happy? There goes 585. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. That's what's happening, IE. Violence. Almost happy? What do you want? $6? $6. Mm-mm. IMTE was halted. It was halted down, huh? Dang. That thing's basically had the same resistance all day today, though. Mm. Yeah, watch $1.05 at the bottom there. No. Come on, MLGO. Give Nose that push to $6. Yeah, sounds good. Again, you're obviously sitting in a supply zone, but clearly has some really nice momentum. But just be aware that you're still in a supply zone there on Nose. Alrighty. For sure, Sky. Yep. No, this thing has done a pretty good job of like giving you some solid dips, right? So if you're looking for position, you should be waiting. Come on. You want me to give you a countdown, Knowles? 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Just kidding. Anyways, yeah, so 585. And then push for 6. 523. Really good entry. So either way, you should be okay here. Where's your stop loss at? Where's your stop loss at? Yeah, you were waiting for the breakout. I like it. Here we go. And there it is. New highs of the day. So 593 at the top of that candle. 593. Here we go again. You know those days where we're like, you know what? This momentum stock has no resistance, like has no competition. This one, obviously, look at it, right? $6. Boom skis. Boom skis. 610. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thing says thank you. Thanks again. Thanks to the shorts. Thanks. Boom skis MLGO. Beautiful. Congratulations if you're in this one. I think Andrew. Obviously, Knowles is in this one. So Knowles, congratulations. I like it. I like it a lot. Well done. Well done. 617, 620. Where's that next resistance, guys? 666? Why did we put the line at 666? Just for giggles? I don't know. But you can see though that these lines we put here, they've been behaving really well. As soon as we again, so this was one, right? As soon as we broke above this one and actually closed above that level right there, woof. Monies. Keep going. Keep going. 625, 627. Going once, going twice, and love it. What a day, Bradley. Cooking. This is the right way to start the week, right? Everything cooking. Large caps, small caps, everything. Doesn't matter where you are, you're cooking. You're out of it, nose. Give me a high five. Well done. Good trade. Very good trade. I like your patience with the breakout too. I like it. I like it a lot. Good job. Good job. Mm. And Spice popping again, of course. Spice, like, what did you think I was gonna do? What did you think I was gonna do? What did you think? See, we were dipping this whole time because Azul was gone. You know, he was too busy enjoying the break, having too much fun. And then now he's back. The market's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Anyways, yeah, the longer we consolidate about 573, the better. So it's good. Okay, back to MLGO. The beauty of the day. Beauty of the day. Dead cat bounce. If we run again tomorrow, you can't even say dead cat bounce, Troy. There we go. 631. New highs of the day here for MLGO. New highs of the day. Let's go, Crystal. Let's go. Let's go. 575 Archer. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Now that you said that to Archer, oh Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Here comes a retest of 572 again. I'm kidding. No, but clearly again, this 73 level is a magnet. So for now, right? For now, as soon as Archer said that, you know, we just had to dip. Yep, there goes a dip. He just had to open his mouth, you know. He just had to say it. And as soon as he did, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, we're sitting at that 50 EMA that we bounced at earlier. So if you look lower, that 50, the orange line, right? So let's see if we can bounce up that line. Alrighty. If we don't, then we're gonna have some problems. It's looking a bit sus though. Yep. Looking a bit sus. But holding the 50 though. On Baba, Myron, what's your position in Baba? Are you in it, or are you looking for an entry? Baba has been, you know, really nice. I think for people that were looking to move away from the US and invest in China, Baba has been a really good option. At this point, yeah, you need a Dipski Esteri. Yeah, as soon as we say you need a Dipski, look at that fat red candle. Yeah, at this point, if you're not in it, you need a dip. I know exactly, Troy. 477 out at 545. No bad. Not bad. Yeah, Rock. 520, 55. Yeah, those are really good scalps. You could have stayed longer, Rock, but again, really good scalps. So congratulations. And this thing is almost behaving like the S&P, like it dips and then goes right back up, which is quite nice. Dip and then pop. So that thing just came back and retested 580, and then all of a sudden we're back to 610. Like that's a pretty good rebound. Very good rebound. Very good rebound. Yeah, caps is pushing again. It is. And guess what level is bouncing off at? The 50, just like the S&P, right? So really good orange line at the bottom there. Back to the highs of the day. Made brand new highs, actually. But looks like we need to close that candle above 375. Yeah, 375. That looks really good, though. Looks really good. Uh, 390. 607, Larry. Congratulations. Beautiful. So $100, thinking of buying more when the markets are pushing up. Um, well done. Well done on that. Really good entry for you on Baba. We're currently sitting at, yeah. So, what's interesting is like, China and the US are almost inverse now, right? The markets are pushing and Baba is going down. So that's perfect. Let me look at a 4 hour chart here, see if, you actually have a reason to. That's not bad. The high was 150, right? Now we're dipping to 134. So, and we're sitting at a 4 hour potential demand zone. So yeah, that's not bad, Myron. You're averaging up on your position, which is a really good strategy, right? Your initial entry is all the way down here, right? Which is really good. So you're just adding a bit more to your position at a level that it's been consolidating at. All of last week, it was holding this range, right? All of last week on the 4 hour, it held this level. Actually, this goes all the way back to like end of February 20, right? So it's been holding this level for quite some time now. So that's not bad. Alrighty, not bad at all. SPY is doing a really good job with the 50 there. MLGO, I think it's like I'm just gonna keep going. Just gonna keep going. Yeah, Paul, you almost need to scalp, like you almost need to like short the names from like the previous week when you have names from a new week like pushing. That would be a really good strategy for you when it comes to shorts. Like keep track of the watch list from last week, and then when you come to Monday and other names are pushing, yeah, go short the other names. Short them to the abyss. Have a wonderful day, Knowles. Good job today. Well done. Well done. Well done. Knowles, don't forget to upgrade to Legend, so you don't miss Friday. AMD is nice, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. SPY is almost back to 73. 680 to 603. I like it. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Paul. Yeah, and that's a good point. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay, perfect. There goes 380. 380 for caps. And SPY just had a nice pop. A very, very nice pop. Yeah, it looks like today clearly like all the dips on SPY are just to be bought, We dip and we shoot right back up. We dip and we shoot right back up. So, yep. Yep, yep, yep. So for people that, like to compare like market crashes, um you always have to when you look at like 2020 or you look at like 2008 or you look at like the 2000s, like we had some big issues happening at that time, whereas when you think of what happened this time, it's a correction that the market needed, and also the cause of it was more of a like tariffs, right? The economy wasn't struggling, right? So stuff like that though is always really important to look at, really really important. Break it, Dan. Break it, break it, break it. Break it, break it. Palantir's at 97. We're headed to that range. 97. AK, are you green or red? Yeah, that's a nice option, Paul. 97. 42. Oh, there goes Spy, guys. Spy just popped. Spy said, "You don't have to ask me twice. Don't tempt me with a good time." All the dipskis are just for buying. When I dip, you dip just like that, and pop, and pop, and pop. Beautiful, love it. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla actually did from the highs of the day, but looking very good. Let me pull up Nvidia. I don't think Nvidia is cooking as much as the rest of. Actually, no, yeah, Nvidia looks good. Nvidia is at highs of the day, 121. Again, the low for Nvidia was 106, guys. Below that, but again, 106. Right? Imagine you sitting on the sidelines and saying, "Oh, but I'm waiting for 90 for Nvidia." Right? I'm waiting for $90. Now Nvidia is at 121. Right? When you see good companies at okay levels, like you start scaling in, right? You buy a little bit at the time. Because if you're waiting for that perfect number, oof, that perfect number will yeah, you're gonna miss it. You will miss it. See what I did there? On fire? Yes. Yes, yes. Yup, yup. And SPY looks amazing. Look at that. 1.7% for the day. That's a pretty solid green day. Pretty solid green day. Caps is looking really good as well, guys. That thing just hit brand new highs of the day. MLGO looks like it's kind of consolidating for now. So we hit some resistance and then we basically came back to retest the breakout, right? Are we surprised that that's happening? We shouldn't be, right? Because it happens like this all the time, right? You have resistance right there and then the stock breaks above and then it comes back to make sure that this was a good breakout and then it bounces, right? So that was a good retest at 565 for now. For now. And the spy is like, "Hey guys, I'm not stopping." And Caps just broke $4, guys. We have some really good names today, like some really really good names. 140% for Caps. Right? Some really good names today. Very very good names, right? I think we were looking at XHLD as our favorite name coming into the open, but that's not the case, right? This is why it's really important that you give these stocks like time at the open, like give them time at the open to to dip, because as much as we want to say, "Oh, we found this name at the open, this is going to be the favorite name all day," it doesn't work like that. As soon as we got to the open, you could tell like MLGO was the one, right? And then Caps obviously took over as well. So like look at Caps, right? you know So this is why it's really important. Like when we say give it a few minutes at the open so you can kind of see what's happening. And then obviously, like, as soon as the market opened for XHLD, like it was just dipping, right? Just dip, 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 dip. There was a bit of a consolidation of the VWAP, but just lower highs and lower highs and lower lows, right? So patience at the open is really, 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 really important, Really, really, really important. Alrighty? Especially on a Monday morning. Like there's no need to be rushing. Anyways, back to MLGO. MLGO is moving exactly like SPY. Like we did test the perfect level and then boom skis back to the highs. So that's nice. That is very nice. It's the only way to start the week, Mm, 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 Hmm. Okay. 1 5. Ooh, look at MLGO go. Look at it go, guys. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go. Oh, 660. Look at it go. Oh, my days. Look at it go. That 660. You guys remember that 666 line? It's right there. We finally hit it. We finally hit that 666 line. And guess what's happening? We're dropping a little. We're back to it. 669. Let's see if we actually. Oh, 680. Oh, my goodness. 690. Where's the next line, guys? The next line is at 780. My goodness, all the way up there. Shish. Shish. You see it, Dan? 692, 93. Love it. If you're still in MLGO, type in yes in the chat. If you're still in MLGO, type in yes in the chat. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe it really is a sign though that they haven't halted this thing. Maybe it's a sign. $6.80. So, yes, sir. JV, you still in there? Love it. Love it. You haven't done a single trade? You needed this run, Sean? Let's go. Congratulations. Good job. Good job. Good job. Yeah, it looks like SPY is stalling a little bit at the top there. But it's done that so many times and then dipped and then came back. So here we go again. 690, 692. 695 new highs of the day, $7, guys. Ooh, that thing said, let me cook, sir. Let me cook. 720. Let me cook. That 780 is coming, isn't it? Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. 721, 725. Beautiful. Yeah, it's getting wild. Again, make sure you're paying yourself on the way up, please. Alrighty? Pay yourself on the way up. Scale out on the way up. Move your stop losses up. Right? You know what's beautiful about this stock is when it does dip, like it's dipping to levels that you know it should be dipping to, and then it's holding. That's always a good thing. Let's go, Ruth from Twitter. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you, Ruth. Hello, everybody that's watching on Twitter. On the Twitter, don't forget to hit the subscribe if you're watching on Twitter. Hit the subscribe, and make monies, please. I keep calling it Twitter X. Everybody that's watching on X, yeah. What an amazing day, guys! What an amazing day! What an amazing day! Good to see you, Ruth. So again, MLGO looks good. Caps is dipping from that supply zone, right? Watch the 50 there if it wants to stay above, just because it's bounced up. It looks like it's kind of breaking below this time. So if it's breaking below the 50, watch the left hand side bottom. Like watch this range here, right? You watch $3. Cool. And then the S&P is stalled, obviously, like we mentioned, and it's retesting the bottom of the range. So let's see if we can bounce up off the bottom there. But SPY looks amazing, right? NVIDIA looks beautiful. 122. Tesla is consolidating and getting ready for the next run. That looks nice, right? Everything looks nice except for XHLD, right? So doesn't look as nice. Does not look as nice. IMTE, not as nice either, right? Too much resistance there. Back to MLGO. Those interesting levels, actually. Interesting levels. I'm just looking at some of these other charts on the other screen here. Some of these other charts. Oh, yeah. That's an interesting zone for this one. That is an interesting spot for this one. SPY seems like it's at a key level here, doesn't it? A key level. Like it's going to need to make a decision here soon, because it looks like it's on the verge of like potentially going for a nice retest if it doesn't pop back up. If it doesn't pop back up right away. And interestingly enough, look at the side, look at that candle, right? They know. Yup, they just had to pop it back up. That level was really important. So we'll see what it does there. GME, pre-market highs, okay. Avocadoge. You missed last week, Ruth. I was wearing the Doge Love hoodie. I think I wore it like twice. You missed it. So here comes a retest of that last breakout for MLGO. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's a good retest, actually. Look at this, right? Again, this is what I really like about MLGO. Like, look at this, right? The last time we dipped to the level that it should have dipped to, right? This time it's done the exact same thing, right? So we're dipping to the lines we put there, right? And then it's shooting back up. So from 666, 665, back to $7. Can we get another breakout though? That's always going to be the next question, right? 710, 712, 714. Give us the breakout. Ruth, are you still holding Doge? What are you holding now for crypto? Yeah, Bitcoin has done really well today. Last time I looked, it was at 88. So I want to see that thing get back above 90K, obviously. Well done, A. 3 times the daily goal is beautiful. Well done. You got stopped out. Bag holding from a few dollars ago ended up in the green. Sean, give me a high five. Good comeback. Again, moral of the story though, Sean, is there's no need for you to bag hold it, right? Like if you see something that looks good, or if you're in a position and it's you need to have a plan is essentially what I'm going to get to, right? You need to have a plan. You need to have that max stop loss, because you might be down 50 cents and you're like, this doesn't look good anymore. But you can come back way lower and then recover that money easier, right? Because if imagine there goes that push, right? We're going for that 780 now. So beautiful, right? Imagine you sold this thing at, you sold at $6 and then you got back in at $3, right? Well, that's an easier trade, isn't it? Right? Like it's so much easier for you than like bag holding for days, for weeks, down 50% and then coming back. So easier for you to manage. Uh, Through the bear market, I like it. I like it, Ruth. Well done. Yeah. Now we need to get back to 76. Remember the SNL days? Well done, Sky. Right? Again, this chart has been a beauty today. It's behaving really well. At some point, it's not going to be as easy to read, but that time isn't now, obviously. The time isn't now. Let's see. Keep going. So the high of the day for now is $7.58. Right. So if you're still in the position, just keep moving your stop losses higher, please. Pretty please. So SPY dipped and then SPY recovered. What's been nice about SPY today is like look at the 50, look at the orange line. Right? The orange line at the bottom for SPY holding, another retest of the orange line right there, quite a few candles holding, and then another retest again right here and holding. Right? So SPY has done really well with the 50 EMA today and then pushback. So I like it. I like it. Obviously, there's a lot of resistance up there, right? That's why we're stalling there. But until we break up below the 50, it's only long. If we break below that 50, then you might be ready to get slapped, right? Ruth, I have, and it's still up here. So NVIDIA on the right-hand side, Tesla on the left-hand side. Do you have a question, Ruth? Are you in Tesla? Tesla has been an absolute gem today. So it's not performing as nicely anymore. I think because it's had a really good run already. Like a 10% run for Tesla is I feel like that's enough for the day, and it's holding 270, so there's really nothing else to. Greed is so addictive. Yeah. No, you will never regret, hitting your daily goal and then stopping for the day. And then, if you're gonna take anything else, Sky, it should be like a perfect A+ setup. Like don't just randomly guess because you're gonna end up getting yourself in trouble. So when you hit your daily goal, you don't have to stop, right? You don't have to. But if you do anything else, there has to be a clear plan behind that. Like, okay, you know what? My daily goal is $100, right? I'm obviously not going to gamble anymore because I've hit my daily goal. There's a reason why I set that goal, right? I want to be able to like trust myself and be disciplined because you're going to feel amazing if you do that. And your mind is going to start changing and coming around to like, damn, I can actually listen to myself. This is amazing. You're going to start to build some confidence, right? It's amazing. So, but if you do take any trade, there needs to be a plan behind that. Like, okay, it's an A+ setup. This works 9 out of 10 times. I've done this before, right? But at the same time, if it doesn't work, I need to like of my $100 that I made for the day, I'm gonna risk $10 of this. And if I lose $10 of my gains for the day, I'm done. That's a sign that I should be done for the day anyways, right? Because I've seen so many people be like, oh, I hit my daily goal. I hit 2 times my daily goal. And then at the end of the day, they're like, I'm red. I'm like, are you kidding me, really? you were up like 2-3 times your daily goal, like you couldn't set a stop loss like above your daily goal and be happy at the end of the day, right? So if you're going to play above your daily goal, then you need to have a plan. You can't just sit there and pray. Let's go, Joe. So NVIDIA is looking really, really good. Really, really good. And you know what looks amazing? You know what looks even better? MLGO, right? MLGO looks even better. Look at that. Beautiful. So we finally hit that next level, guys. Look at this. Like we came back, we retested the bottom of the range, and then boom, skis to the next level. Right now we need to close above 780, and then we're looking for $8.30. Right? This is so much nicer, isn't it? Like when you have all the lines, you don't have to worry about anything else, right? I like this. You know, if we hadn't done this, we'd have to zoom out and look at the daily every so often, and then come back and then zoom out. Now we're just like, you know what? Really suck. Yep. Yep. NQ highs of the day. Ooh, oh, look at SPY. Damn. Look at that 50 EMA test and boom skis. Oh my days. Today is like if you're buying puts today, you're just asking for violence. Like if you're buying puts, it's just straight violence. You don't like peace in your life, you know? Until we break below that 50. If you're buying puts, you're just asking for violence. Apple CEO Tim Cook met with China's commerce minister today. Okay, cool. Tim Cook. You know, everybody's worried about tariffs, and you know, Trump is meeting with Tim Cook, and Tim Cook is meeting with China. All, you know, they all work together. Some point they're all gonna make deals, and the dip would have been a beautiful opportunity. Any country that buys oil gas from Venezuela will pay 25% to the US. Crazy. I just don't say anything about China, Mexico, and Canada, please. Please, we beg you. 98 for caps. Okay, you basically bought the dip of the 200 EMA. So that's a nice gamble there, Guts. Good job. So you can kind of see that we're failing at the next line, right, guys? Supply zone next resistance for MLGO, and it's dipping. So again, not surprised. I bet you know what's crazy though is I bet you if we zoom out and we look at these lines on a bigger time frame, these lines would make no sense. These lines only make sense on a 1 minute time frame, you know. But they do make sense for now though. Wedgie and yep. You want to see? You want to see the daily? Okay, let's look at the daily. Let's look at all these lines. See, that's what I mean, right? Like, look at these lines, right? It's like, oh my goodness, why do we have so many stupid lines? Like, those lines all over the place, right? We have lines all the way up to $10, right? And some of them make sense, some not all of them do, though, right? Because some of them go quite a ways back. Like, you can kind of see we were already talking about the stock around, you know, like you can see the lines go way back. Like, so we've probably been watching this stock since yeah, like all of these dots kind of. So this is 2023. I'm gonna leave it there. But so they don't make a whole lot of sense on the daily, but they make a whole lot of sense on the 1 minute though. Yeah. Interesting, Rob. I switched the time frame in that 9 EMA. Interesting. Okay. The 9 EMA said, excuse me. With your lines messed up, go. Does that fix it? It does, Tony. Like if I remove the SD, it fixes it. Let me try. It does for you? Okay. Okay, let me remove both. It does, actually. It does. Huh. It really does. Thank you, Tony. It does. See, now I wonder if if not to have the ST bands on there. Interesting. Yeah, like that fixed it completely. Hmm. Very, very interesting. Maybe the maybe the SD band needs to go. you know. Doo, doo, doo. That's how you found it. Okay. Yeah. I want Rob. Are you? Did you see that, Rob? You see that? Yep. So at least we can narrow down the issue to the SD bands. Uh, ADLY. One at a time. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Spy, looking good again. Looking good again. So speaking of like long-term stuff, if you bought anything long-term, like what was your favorite of your long-term buys? Like if you bought anything during this market correction, what was your favorite long-term buy? Let me know. For some people, it's going to be Nvidia, right? Nvidia is at 122, 106. A lot of you guys were buying Nvidia at 106. Like a lot of you guys were buying Nvidia at 106. Like when Nvidia that day Nvidia was at 106, the chat was going crazy. I'm buying Nvidia. I'm buying Nvidia. Right? Nvidia is your favorite long term. Yup. I know a lot of you guys bought Nvidia, so that's amazing. Right now it's at 122. Right? Solid company. Tesla. Right? Christopher for you. Nice. So yep. Well done. You did, Dan? Yeah. TEM, yeah, TEM was another nice one, right? TEM, Robinhood was another nice one. Um, Palantir was another nice one, right? AMD obviously was another nice one. SMCI Tank, there you go. Um, yeah, quite a few names, right? Quite a few amazing names. Again, we're not saying that the market is out of the woods, right? We're not going to go back down. But what if we don't go back to 106 for NVIDIA, right? Then that becomes the issue. So, anyways, you can see that resistance for MLGO, solid resistance. On the dip, Dan? Yeah. Yep. I definitely went against quite a lot of my plans and bought too many dip skis. But do I regret that now? No, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yep. Especially at five. That day, Spy was at 550. Oh my goodness. How can you see Spy at 550 and not buy the dips? How? Right? So small pop. Yeah. Right off the 200 EMA, Tony. Off the 200. I think who's in this one again? Can't remember the name now, but that was a good entry. Really good entry. Come on, MLGO, give us another pop. Jill, come on. Give me a high five, Jill. Give me a high five. Give me one and then give me another one. Come on. Well done. 86, 586. So Jill got in at 586 out at 760. Jill, I'm very happy for you. Well done. Well done. Congratulations. I like it a lot. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Love it. D, you got in at $3. Love it. Yeah, no, today's been a good day. So many opportunities. Doesn't matter where you're playing. Opportunities all over the place. And this is what I mean, guys, right? I promise you, around this community, around this family, I promise you, you will have your day. Like, you will make monies. I promise. Promise. You'll make money, right? That's never going to be the problem. The problem will be if you don't manage those red days, you're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be not happy, right? So um, manage the red days, right? Manage the red days. Like you can take like $50 loss on Monday, $50 loss on Tuesday, $50 loss on Wednesday, but then when that green day shows up, you make that $300. You're like, yay, I had a good week, right? So um, again, just to use random numbers, right? If you can keep those losses small, have those stop losses, the green days will come. Promise. The green days always come. The problem has never been like, oh my goodness, I'm not having green days. The problem has always been for most of you, I have green days, but I have way bigger red days. So have smaller red days, the green days will make you happy. Alrighty? Hi, Dio? Dio. So again, MLGO is failing at the resistance. We knew it was resistance already, right? So that's not like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Why is it selling off a little bit, right? So the question is, can we stay above the 50 maybe? Righty. So 680-ish. Can we stay above? And SPY is retesting highs of the day. So again, today for SPY, all the dips are dips to buy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I bought SPY right around this price, right around that area, because I was waiting for the dip at the open, right? And then it hit my daily goal, and then I sold it. But just imagine. Oof, we would be going to the Lambo dealership. I'm kidding. Anyways, Archer's getting some puts, so Archer's praying that we dip here. So you have a bit of a double tap, Archer. So I hope I'm saying I hope with a smile on my face. You know what that means, right? Exactly, Dan. Exactly. 100%. Then she never stopped, Kevin. I know, right? And the funny thing is, we knew this was coming too, Kevin. Right? Like we just wanted to take the money. It's well done, though. 100%, Kevin, is very nice. Like no regrets at all, right? 100%. Your green $1. It's better than most people that are buying puts at lower prices. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Exactly. I feel like 100% is like the goal when you're like, especially when you're buying zero DTEs, like that's like, the perfect number is 100%, right? So no complaints at all. uh Jamal, yeah, I want to see what happens when we get closer to this, 680 level. I mean, it's holding $7 for now, so that's okay, right? Yeah, that is okay. You got it in KDLY. Yeah, when I looked at that thing, it was popping. Tesla's rebounding, right? Nice little consolidation, back to almost 274. So that looks beautiful. NVIDIA is still at 122. Looks nice, right? Let me take a look at KD. KDLY. Nice. Very nice. That was a good breakout, actually. Nice cup and handle. Um, Guts? Yeah, congratulations. Good. Yeah, SPY with a bit of a double top there and then a dip ski. Isn't that crazy, Dan? Yeah. Yeah, 250 for SPY. Now we're sitting, below 600. Just imagine where we're going to be in 5 years, especially since we're entering like the AI era, right? I think what's caused a lot of that, Dan, is we've had a lot of retail into the market, and a lot of people understanding like buying value and staying longer, right? Less panic in the market, So yeah, like there's more monies coming into the market, more printing of monies as well, right? Yeah, we own the float. More printing, like since 2020 for COVID, like there's been a lot of like retail come into the market. Obviously, there's been a lot. Even on Fridays, Samad, come join us in Discord, Samad. We're live every single day of the week, even on Fridays. So if you're not a member yet, you're really missing out. Click the link at the bottom of the chat from Nightbot. Come join us, Joe. uh, to the 15 and the 50. Let me take a look. The 15 minute is like, excuse me, what are you trying to say? The 15 minute for SPY is all the way down there at 69, 569, Joe. We're potentially pushing to like a key area, like the 50 crossing the 200 there. That's going to be key. I wonder if we get a nice sell off when we get close, right? Like this intersection is going to be key for SPY on the 15 minute. Like major key. If you go back in time, like if you look right here when it crossed, like wait, something isn't right. Oh, never mind, ignore that. Ignore that. Ignore that, because it already happened and we already had the pop. You know what that line is? That's my own line. That's a made level from me. Look at this, Joe, right? This was the cross about the 50 crossing the 200 on the 15 minute, right? It was right here. It was that cross was right there. You want to know what happened after that? Obviously, what always happens when it happens, right? Look at this. Boom skis. It was my chicken scratch. I was getting all excited, for like the 200 crossing the 50. But no, I put that line there. So it already happened. Yeah, it already happened. So, and then obviously, right, when the opposite happened, when the 200 went below when the 50 went below the 200, it was a massive crash day, right? So that intersection is you know, yeah, 680. Yeah, Jamal, yeah. The 200 and the 4 hour is quite a bit higher for SPY though. So, and then on the daily, we should have crossed it today. Yeah, we crossed above the 200 on the daily today, so that's going to be very important that we stay above it. And then on the daily, the 50 never crossed below the 200, because if it did, we'd be like at 500. So, anyways, moving on. SPY is kind of struggling with that double top there, isn't it? So Archer's in some greens. And here comes MLGO, guys. We're retesting that previous retest level, right? So this previous level, if you look to the left-hand side, right? The last retest was right here. So, and it's retesting it again. I wouldn't be jumping into a position though. You want to wait for that thing to curl first, right? If not, they might slap it. So, but Jill, give yourself a high five, by the way, right? Because you saw resistance and you're like, you know what? I want to take some gains. I'm done with it, right? And look at where that position is at now. So that was a really good exit for you. So again, congratulations. So you got into that position at 580 and then you sold at $7.60. So that's a really good scalp. Congratulations. I like it a lot. So doesn't matter. Look, yeah. I'm not gonna watch it, Dan. I'm not gonna watch. Mm, yeah, KD. Yeah, KD looks good. Immediately went to 790 again, but I'm not complaining. You've accepted that that's the norm. Yeah. I mean, look at where it's at now, though, right, Joe? So nothing to worry about at all. Nothing to worry about. Mm. Oh, and the clip, Tony? You think so? Hmm. Anyways, it's trying to consolidate at that level we talked about, MLGO. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, exactly, Jamal. Holding. It is holding. Mm, 45. Okay. uh, on labor chart levels, pantry like this. I mean, I mean, for DNB, what do you think in this situation? I see a lot of these stocks. What does DNB mean? I mean, DNB. What does that mean? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. 79 short. Okay, yeah. Holdings. Okay, okay, okay. It's like it's an actual stock. Okay, fine. I'll take a look. It looks like XHLD came back a bit. Not that we're really paying attention to that anymore, but DNB. Uh, what the hell is this? That thing has 44 million and it's just sitting there. It's a buyout, isn't it? It has to be a buyout. If you see candles like this, there's yeah, like stuff like this. Uh, Um, no, investigating fairness of the sale of so the company was sold, but it's been investigated. Why is it being investigated? So nine. Okay, so all cash, $9.15. What is it at now? Yeah, it's so the company is being sold for $9.15. That's why it's doing that. Yeah, that's why it's moving like that. So there's nothing for you here, Tank. No, Tank. Yeah, there's nothing for you here. Yeah, Tank. So I wouldn't be buying this thing, because if you're buying this thing, the maximum you're gonna get is 15 cents from the cash offer, right? When's that gonna close? I don't know. You can go make 15 cents somewhere else, right? So because it might take them 3 months to close the deal while your money is sitting there waiting for 15 cents, right? At that point, you might as well just go stand, take a plate and go stand by the road and I'm kidding. Um, but yeah, if the deal does fall through, because I mean, it says they're being investigated, like the deal is being investigated. Not sure why it's being investigated, um, but if the deal isn't success, if they find something wrong, then the stock is gonna crash. But if they don't, then the stock is gonna cook. Spies breaking below that 50 there, Joe, for the first time. Let's see if it stays below though. MLGO, looking a bit sus, isn't it? A little bit sus. A little bit sus. But holding that 550 though. You're welcome, Tank. Yeah, usually when it's a buyout, the stock just goes to the buyout price and then it just sits there. So this, nobody is willing to sell it because they're gonna get 950, $9 and 15 cents. No one's willing to buy it because there's no upside. So then it just sits there. One share. No, you're better off like dancing on the street or on the subway for someone to give you 15 cents, than buying that thing. Looks interesting. Okay. Mm, it looks interesting only if we get back about 320, or if we dip closer to 290, Christopher. I mean, I can kind of see what you're looking at. I just know the level that it would feel safer would be like right around this price, right? And then all of these candles have kind of been failing below there, so it needs to break out. So either a breakout or a dipski. So it's kind of sitting in the middle there. Even though it's in a demand zone, it's still sitting in the middle. So you need a breakout or you need a dipski. Because again, it looks like it's consolidating right there at 310, 309. But you don't want it to dip all the way to that 200, right? And then all of a sudden you're red and praying it stays above it. MLGO said, hey guys, I'm back. Holding the same support. You're welcome. Welcome, Chris. Again, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. Alrighty. Smash a like if you're watching on YouTube. So we haven't even made it to 100 likes, guys. Even on a day we're cooking, we haven't made it to 100. So yeah, smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're watching on Twitter. Alrighty, please and thank you. And if you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots, and come join us. Come join us. Cool. Cool. Let's go. 717. 717. Mm, mm, mm. Do, 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 do. 72. Perfect. Yeah, the SPY is recovering a bit there after consolidating at the ST band. Did you take your gains, Archer? Did you take your gains? Mm-mm-mm. Come on, Troy. We're gonna close about 575, right? That's only fair, right? Might as well. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you, L team. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Spy's like, I'm coming back down. Thanks, Troy. Thank you. Let's go. Mike? Who's Mike? Did someone say something? Or like on the news, maybe? The news. The news. You guys are silly. Silly, silly, silly. MLGO has actually been a really nice talk today. Anyways, let's give it another minute, guys, and then we're gonna hop off and go back to Discord. Dio? No. 720. Esteri, congratulations. Esteri, come join us in Discord. We're gonna hop off in a minute or so, and we're gonna continue watching these talks in Discord. So if you're not a member yet, you're gonna be missing out. Alrighty? We're gonna keep cooking all day today in Discord. And I feel like the market is finally turning around where, like, we're going to start cooking all day. So if you're not a member yet, again, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Come join us. And then we will continue in Discord. It's been almost 3 hours, Gail. Where have you been? You're looking for cars, weren't you? Looking for cars. Yeah, let's go, Asteria. Good job today, though. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. Yeah, today was a good day. It doesn't matter where you really played today. Today was good. Right? Your Tesla longs, NVIDIA longs, buy calls, MLGO scalps, caps. It was a good day. So if you've had a good day so far, type in yes in the chat. Paul did. Mm. Yes, yes, yes. I like it. Yeah. NVIDIA long, Jericho. Yeah. Great day. I know today's been amazing. Amazing. So let's keep this momentum, going for the rest of the day and then tomorrow. NQ, yeah. Tips, 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 Troy. This is a good time to get off the stream, isn't it? No trades yet, Joe? Are you working? You're just busy. Yeah, let me know if you have any last questions, guys. Any last questions? Let's go, Ruth. Good to see you, by the way. Great being here. Have an amazing day. Off to work. Love it. See you tomorrow, Ruth. Same time tomorrow. And let's cook some more, please. Yeah. Same time tomorrow. So bye, everybody that's watching on Twitter. Same time tomorrow, 7, 9, 10, 9 a.m. Eastern time. See you guys tomorrow. No position. Uh, mm, did it finally pop? Was that? No, this was a different stock. Yeah, different stock. Mm. Yeah, I feel like with this one, I'd let it get above the 200 and then retest. So again, if I'm interested in this, it either has to come back closer to $2 or it needs to clear the 200 and stay above it, or break above and then come back for the retest and then curl. For now, refraining. Okay, good job. Good. No, I would rather have you be safe, and not use those skills than yeah. Let's go, Jericho. Thank you very much. Much love. See you in Discord, Jericho. I know, Archer. Yeah, you're green on those puts now, huh? Yeah. Chris, see you in Discord. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Archer, make money, please, right? As much as we joke around, make money's puts, calls, make money either way. Much love, Dan. Have a wonderful afternoon. See you in Discord. Troy, make money. See you in Discord. Tony, see you in Discord. Gail, see you in Discord. A, see you in Discord. Jill, good job today. See you in Discord. Azul, welcome back. See you in Discord. Alrighty. Joe, drive safe, please. Andrew, much love. See you in Discord. And if you're not a member yet and you do become a member, just send me an email, hottradesx@gmail, and I'll send you an invite. Alrighty. Be safe, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And bye for now. Bye, guys.